carrying the stupid bag. Well, you didn't miss much yesterday. Okay, and welcome to Utica, New York. And we are at the home of the Utica Comets, which is the AHL farm team for the New Jersey Devils. And this is an outstanding series of rinks here, 3 rinks. And we are on the 3rd rink. And hope you're tuning in for today's matchup of Mid-Fairfield Junior Rangers versus Penn's Elite 2010. And we're getting a visit to the booth by the infamous Steve Carey here, who's come over to make sure that we're doing things correctly. It's always good to get a booth visit from Mr. Carey. But we're going to get started here shortly. So about 35 seconds left in the warm-up period. So in the first game for the NEPAC playoffs, which is what we're in right now, Mid-Fairfield dropped a 6-1 decision to Mount St. Charles yesterday. It was a rough game for the boys, and going to look to bounce back against Penn's. And yesterday, Penn's Elite team overcame a 2-0 deficit to the Gulls, stormed back to win in a shootout. So they won 3-2 over the Gulls team. So right now, Penn's have 2 points in the playoffs and Mid-Fairfield has 0. This is going to be an important game to qualify for the playoffs. So Mid-Fairfield really needs a win here if they have any intentions of going on and playing further. There is a consolation game, but I think safe to say, both teams are looking to avoid that. So we'll get going here in just a second. So Joe Violante will get the start between the pipes. And I know his father doesn't watch at home, but we'll give him a shout out anyway to Jimmy at home. And I promise I'll really bring the energy for this start. Wait, are we getting a late minute substitution?
I mean, he jumped in here.
All right, so Steve Carey, I think, is going to make his professional debut on the camera. So we're going to get started here shortly. So I'll have my research assistant to the side, Mr. Scranton, feeding me information in my ear.
Going with the different lines today.
All right, today's starting lineup for your Mid-Fairfield Junior Rangers. Coaches changed the lines up a little bit from the second half of yesterday's game. So Lucas Ruff, Jackson Lukey, and Braden Heckel are up front. And on the blue line, you've got Matty Caccaro and Vinny Zoo. And then Joe Violante in net. And here's the puck drop. Win by Mid-Fairfield. Zoo collects, slides it over to Caccaro, surveys, back to Zoo. Zoo gets it to Caccaro, gains the zone, dumps in behind the Pittsburgh netminder. Pittsburgh trying to break it out. And gets it through the neutral zone. Reel up with the pucks, tries to slide by Caccaro. Shot on the Violante. It looked like it was tipped off of Ludke's stick and up into the netting. But you can't sleep on this Pens team. They are a highly skilled, well-coached team. That top line, especially for Pens with Filiaggi, able to move the puck at will. So you've got Hannah out there at the face-off circle. Ewan and Shunk out on D. Oh, Beck, looked like he was going to have a breakaway opportunity. Beck and Scranton are out there as well. A little bit different lineup here. Shunk up with the puck, across the center line, dumps in. Beck gives chase. Behind the Pittsburgh goalie, Hannah retreats. Slides it, tries to slide it out to Shunk, but here comes the Pens. Oh, beautiful poke check by Yoon. He's going to try to feed Beck, but the Pens wise to it. Put the puck back in. Hit by Yoon. And Shunk turns it over to the Pens, who look to reload. Player skates behind Violante. Cycles around, out in front, unable to connect. Out into the slot, shot. Trying to stuff it in. So that was a good shift for the Pens' second line there. Put a couple of shots on Violante, who's able to turn it away though. So Johnston's out there with Malefus and Correa. Win by Pens, up with it, shot, saved by Violante with a glove. Malefus at center, win by Pens. Dumps it in behind Violante. Shores tries getting there. Chips it up to Johnston. Tries getting it to Malefus, unable to connect, and O'Neill forced to retreat, along with Correa. Pens stole it, though, right out in front. Blast onto Violante, who somehow comes down with it. Flashing the leather, Joe Violante. So Filiaggi's going to take the face off against Malefus. Coach runs with the same group. Stolen by Correa. Looked like the Pens had won the face off, but Correa slides in, steals the puck, gets it to Johnston and puts a shot on net, but it's deflected off by Starr, the defenseman for Pittsburgh. Wound up is O'Neill. Blocked by Pittsburgh. Schwartz forced to retreat. Pens up with it. Correa with a hit. Schwartz off in the other corner on Reel. Still up with it. Schwartz battling for possession behind Violante. Correa able to come up with it. Not out though. The Pens keep it in on the side of Violante. Filiaggi up with it. And there's going to be a penalty here. So Mid-Fairfield's going to go away for a hook here. Let's see who's, I believe it's Malefis is going to head off. Yep. 2 minutes for the hook at 13:53. We're scoreless. So Mid-Fairfield forced to go on the PK for the first time. Lucas Ruff out there with Zoo, Picaro, and Heckel. Okay, and they're going to throw the Pens player Filiaggi out. Or no, sorry, not. Sorry, it wasn't Filiaggi. So Zoo up with it. And Fairfield working it out into the neutral zone. Heckel just bowling his way through, but the Pens up with it. Heckel all over the Pens right there. Picaro races back behind Violante. Pens up with it. Out to their own blue line. Slides it over. Shot. I believe it hit off of Picaro's skates. Again, Pens. Oh, now it's back out into the neutral zone. Pens look to reload. Right down the middle. Caro with a good poke check. And Zoo up with the errant pass. Doesn't get enough to get it out. Kaminsky dumps it back in for Pens. Seems like a lot of the players are having trouble with their skates early on. Been a lot of falling down on the ice. Ruff taps it up to Picaro. Picaro gathers it in at center ice, dumps it over for Heckel. Heckel hits the brakes and pins it along the boards. Pens now out with it. Into the Mid-Fairfield zone. Reel now up with it. Shot! Doesn't hit the net. Filiaggi now up with it. Surveys back to Starr. Crosses blue line. Shot and the slot. Nice play by Shunk. Dislodged the puck from Paris. Filiaggi shot. Unable to hit the net. The Pens reload. Oh, Mid-Fairfield went for it right there. Owen Hanna looked like he's smelling a breakaway. Shot, saved by Violante. Starr up with it, puts it up on the boards. But Heckel there, and oh, he's smacked to the ice by Starr. So Heckel absorbing the big hit, but able to force it out of the zone. That'll be it for the penalty. So 11:28, we're still tied at 0. So Hanna at the face-off, he's got Beck out there with Scranton up front. O'Neill and Schwartz on D. Win by Pens behind Violante. O'Neill with a check into the boards. Gets it out to Beck. Beck surveys, but it's tapped off of one of the Pens skates. Julius now up with it for Pens, just puts it on the boards. Mid-Fairfield gets over there in time and gets by O'Neill. Hanna there to help out his teammate though. Scranton now up with it, slides it over to Beck. Leaves it for Schwartz, turns it over at the blue line. Malefis now out of the box and off the bench. Malefis with a shot. Oh, he had Scranton there for the tap in. Shores now shoots, tipped. Oh, and Yanni Malafis is the beneficiary. Jack Shores, who floated one up on the Pens goalie, just couldn't grab it with the glove, and it dropped right in front of Yanni Malafis, who's there for the tap-in. So at 10:30 left in the first period, Mid-Fairfield up 1-0. Good things happen when you crash the net, and Yanni Malafis is able to get the first one on the day. So Malafis, Johnson, and Correa up front, Klingenstein and Cuccaro on D. Dump back into the Mid-Fairfield zone. Cuccaro collects the puck behind Violante. Cuccaro behind to Klingenstein. Up to Correa, who loses the handle, excuse me. Cuccaro over to Johnston. Leaves it for Malafis. Malafis now with a full head of steam. Gets by, trying to get by that defenseman. Good job by Pens to deny. Johnston up with it. And the Pens steal it. Here comes Gostick on Cuccaro. Oh, leaves it for Real. And Violante able to turn it away. Mid-Fairfield now dumps in, goes for a shift change. Johnston with a forecheck. Nice play by Shunk to dislodge the puck. Oh, stolen by Pens. Reels all over that puck, but Mid-Fairfield able to steal it back away. Johnston now slides it over to Yoon. Yoon surveys. Oh, tried to connect to Ruff, but we're going to have an icing call. 9:07 left in the first period. Mid-Fairfield up 1-0. So it looks like Mr. Correa is keeping up on the camera, doing a fine job. So Shunk retreats, but it deflects off of a Pens player up into the netting. So what are you there? It went off the net. So D-to-D pass on the blue line. Julius dumps it in behind Violante. Lucas Ruff all over the Pens there. Still, Pens able to keep it in. Yoon dumps it up to the opposite corner. Shunk now up with it. Tries to get it to Ludke. And it's out to the neutral zone. Pens look to reload. Real up with it across the Mid-Fairfield blue line. Poke check by Yoon, but stolen again by Paris, but then stolen back by Mid-Fairfield. Dumped out into the Pen zone. Lukey with a forecheck. Long pass that's stolen by Hannah, who leaves it for Zoo to allow Ludke to get back on side. Scranton now sticks his nose in there. But here come the Pens. Harris hits the brakes, looks for a teammate, nobody there. Zoo all over him. Back to Kaminsky, the defenseman. A beautiful job by Scranton. Knocked the puck into the Pen zone. Beck and Scranton working the puck actively along with Zoo. Puck flips to the opposite corner. Hannah all over it. Scranton with a steal. Tries to feed Beck, just a little too strong. And the Pens knock it out to Zoo. Back up to Klingenstein, over to Hannah. Hannah's got 4 Penguins on him, though. Not much he can do there. Klingenstein collects, shot, way over the net. And the Pens back up with it. Stolen by Malafis at center ice. Malafis gets by one player, unable to get by both, though, and he's hammered to the ice. Shot by Mid-Fairfield, O'Neill. Another shot, and a wraparound, and it's in! Yanni Malafis with his second goal of the morning. couple of shots on the Penn's goalkeeper, and Malefus races around to the opposite corner of the net and able to go up 2-0, mid-Fairfield. So Malefus, Johnston, and Correa is getting into it with his Penn's counterpart. O'Neill taps it back over to Johnston. Tries getting it to Shores, unable to seal the deal. O'Neill working the puck behind, shot off the side of the net. Johnston trying to collect. Throws it to the opposite corner to O'Neill. Still battling, forced out of the zone. No icing, Shores up with it. Taps it over for Ruff. And here comes Shores into the Penn's zone. Lucas Ruff out front, still loose. Correa battling, and the Penn's goalie bounds on it to stop play here, 5:41. So you've got Ruff out there with Ludke and Heckel. Shunk and Yoon on D. Ludke throws it back to the opposite corner. Ruff able to keep it in temporarily, but now here come the Pens. Filiaggi now enters the zone. Shot onto Violante, bounce right in front. Mid-Fairfield's able to sweep it away though. And here comes Heckel all by himself and stolen by Pens. Turnover, back and forth they go. Lukey's hammered into the boards, and here come the Pens. Shot, oh, and off the post. So Joe Violante bounced off the post, but he's able to secure it. The rebound actually came through him. Out in front, Scranton now, mid-Fairfield down to the opposite side. So Caccaro up with it. Throws it into the opposite corner. Caccaro unable to keep it in the zone. Throws it over to Vartanian. Caccaro able to keep it in. Pinches in. Shot. Blocked off of a couple of Pens players. Vinny Zoo all over the Pens players. They dump it in behind the net. Out to Kaminsky. Pittsburgh cycling it around on the glass. Stolen by Hanna. Kaminsky now unable to hit the net. Zoo races over, still kept in by Pens. Slides it over to Caccaro, bounces it off the glass and out of the zone. That's going to be an icing. So with 3:23 left in the first period, mid-Fairfield up 2-0. So Hanna at the face-off, win by Pens, set up in the mid-Fairfield zone. Starr Dumps it in deeper, but Correa there with the steal. Correa slides it over to Johnston. And Fairfield enters the Pittsburgh zone. Johnston up with it. Oh, tried to feed Correa out in front. Malefus there now. Malefus pinned along the boards. Correa working it. Johnston's shot is turned aside. Malefus now races to the corner, throws it out to Klingenstein, winds up, and it's blocked. And here come the Pens. A nice play by Klingenstein, but he's going to be called here. Klingenstein raced back on the forecheck, or on the back check, but I believe he got a stick on the Pens player, and so he's going to go away here. So at 2:32, Pens player went crashing into the boards. So the refs are huddling together. So they're calling a trip for 2 minutes, which is probably the right call. I don't think Klingenstein was doing anything intentional there other than to try to make the play. And looked like he did trip the Pens player, so correct call. It just when a player goes crashing into the boards, it looks bad. But luckily the Pens player was able to bounce back up. Looks like he's okay. So Mid-Fairfield's gonna go on their first penalty kill of the day at 2:32. So you've got Heckel and Kukaro out there with Zoo and Ruff. Battle along the boards. Kukaro lifts it up in the air to Heckel. Heckel just trying to force it out. Goes on to Violante. Sticks it away. Kukaro manages to get it out of the zone. Kukaro's still all over the puck. Filiaggi now up with it. Out to the top of the key. Ruff all over him. Filiaggi now sneaks in. Shot. Oh, fortunately, Reel couldn't get it on his stick fast enough. And Fairfield able to dodge one there. Reel had a point-blank shot. Out to the top of the key now. Shot. Violante turns it away with the pad. And that should be an icing call. No, they're going to wave it off. Okay. So 40 seconds left in the penalty here. Filiaggi gets by a couple of Mid-Fairfield players. Gets by O'Neill, twirls around, tries to pass it. Unable to connect cleanly, but the Pens still with the puck. Nice play by O'Neill to get a stick on it and lifts it high out into the air. So 41.8 seconds left in the first period. Mid-Fairfield up 2-0 over Pens Elite. Pens still on a power play here for 9 seconds left. So Hannah and Scranton are out there with Shunk and Yoon as your penalty killers. Win by the Pens. Gossick with a shot off the pads, loose out in front. At least Shunk was able to get a stick on it. Yoon's still working at it, kicks it out of the zone. Shunk down up with it, taps it back out of the zone again to Beck. Poke check. Shunk back up again, dumps it in. So no icing, deflects. Beck with a forecheck. Stolen by Scranton. Scranton gets around one player. Oh, and that's it. The end of the first period. All right, so we'll just take a short break and be right back with you. Okay, and welcome back for the second period. I'm gonna switch sides here. And after Coach Graggs has a few moments with the boys, Violante heads back to the net, gets some glove taps from his teammates. So the second half, you have Malefus out there with Johnston and Correa, O'Neill and Schwartz on the blue line. Pens win it. It's stolen by Correa. Correa dumps in. Pens collect behind their own net. Skate it out. Schwartz is able to chip it in. Johnston up to Correa, who tries getting it to Malefus. Puck sitting there, but only Penn's able to find the handle. And it's chipped into the mid-Fairfield zone. Filiaggi fighting with Correa. Correa comes up with it. Real able to keep it into the mid-Fairfield zone, throws it over to Filiaggi. O'Neill with a good hit. But Penn's able to keep it in the zone. Dangerous moment here. Starr pinches in, shot. Violante unable to handle it with the mitt, but mid-Fairfield's there to sweep it away. Battle along the glass, up in the air. And Pens dump it back in behind Violante. O'Neill gets there first. O'Neill and Johnston working the puck. A little too strong. Pens keep it in. Still working it along the glass. Shot way wide to the opposite corner. Pens working it behind Violante, but mid-Fairfield there to deny and dumped out of the zone. So that'll be an icing call at 15:09 in the second period. Okay, win by mid-Fairfield. Picaro up with it. Gets it over to Ludke, who feeds Ruff. Ruff hits the brace, reverses course. Back out to Zoo, puts a shot on, sticked away by the Pens goalkeeper. Ruff with a steal. Heckel and Ruff working it alongside of Picaro along the glass, right by the mid-Fairfield bench. Here comes Ludke up with it. Ludke bobs and weaves around one guy. Tries to get over to Zoo, a little too strong with the pass. Heckel now battling for possession behind the Pittsburgh goalkeeper. And now Lukey over in the corner. Lukey and the Pens player are intertwined. Ruff now up with it. Puck went wide of the net. And the puck skips out of the Pittsburgh zone. Carl forced to retreat. Long pass chipped in by Ruff. But Pens there with the steal. Overskated. Ruff now makes a nice move, gets by one defenseman, tries to connect to Beck, who's out in front. Oh, Coccaro and the Pens player meet. Coccaro goes hard down to the ice, and McFall smacks Coccaro with the stick and has a few things to say to him. So big hit by the Pittsburgh blue line with Matty Coccaro and McFall from Pens Elite. Yoon up with it, dumps it into the corner. Yoon back up with it, dumps it in again. Finally, Penn's able to skate it out. Gostick retreats along with Shunk. Shot. Oh, looks like it hit either a post or the crossbar. Another shot tipped. Penn's now hunting a goal here. Another shot that's tipped. With Fairfield just trying to get it out of the zone somehow. Gorman taps it back in for Pens. Centered out in front, but only Shunk there. Mid Fairfield able to dodge a bullet. McFall is all over Hannah with a slash the whole way down. Stolen by Scranton. Tries to connect to Hannah, unable to do so, a little too strong. Shunk forced to retreat. Paris now up with it into the mid Fairfield zone, hits the brakes. Paris bobbing and weaving around by Hannah. Stolen by Johnston. And turned over right back to Pens. It's Filiaggi up with it. Unable to get by Shunk. But Pens there, right out in front, loose. Turns and shoots, but hits it off of Reel's back. And here comes Malefus. Malefus loses the handle, taps it over to Johnston. Trying to feed Klingenstein to the puck. But Penn's able to throw it out. Klingenstein forced to retreat. Ref gets in the way. Oh, saved by Violante. Another save by Violante. Oh, so mid Fairfield, Joe Violante with two big saves, but then also the post helping Violante out a little bit with the rebound. But the referee got in the way and gave a pick play to the Pens forward. But Joe Violante with two really big saves right there to keep this a scoreless game for the Pens. And the Pens bench, I think, is really unhappy. In fact, they've pulled their goalie. He's got an equipment issue. So I believe Clutter is going to go in for Pens Elite. So Clutter is a longtime Pens goalie. Very, very good goalie. So Penn's going to make a change here, at least for the time being. So Ruff is thrown out of the box. And Heckle is in, win by Pens. And here comes Lutke up with the puck, races along the boards, chipped in. A little too strong, and the Pens get it. Now Lutke back up with the steal. And Caccaro able to retrieve the errant pass and dumps it in. Puck behind Violante. And Fairfield looks to get set up here. Caccaro at his own blue line over to Lutke, who dumps in the corner. Caccaro definitely going at it with a couple of the Pens players right now. And Pittsburgh gained the zone. And now mid-Fairfield races back. Shot. It's gloved by Clutter. So 9:44 left in the second period. Mid-Fairfield up 2-0. A couple early goals by Malefis. Scoring is definitely slowed down now. Both teams tighten down defensively. Beck now pinned in the corner. Pens emerge with the puck, but a little too strong, thrown to the opposite side. Pens in control, Gorman slides it over and up into the netting. All right, and let's see, Malefis back at center. Pens control, but a little too strong into the corner. Yoon still battling for it. Yoon tries to tap it off the glass. Turned over to Shunk, who's able to slide it into the neutral zone. Pens reload their own blue line. Stolen by Johnston, but a little too much. He's got to get rid of that. So Correa now with the puck. Slides it over to Johnston. Shot. Stolen by Shunk. Over to Correa. Puck is loose, but Clutter able to knock it free and away from him. Stolen by Correa, at least tipped. Coach and Correa going at it. Shot on the Violante. He comes up with a save. Shunk and a Pens player going at it. So I believe they're going to send a couple to the box here.
13 with the spot, 19 with the rush. Hey, ice spot, ice spot.
All right, and folks, we're going to take a break here. This is where they do the ice cut. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
You guys will hear from Are we slipping here?
It's a little bit. I can tighten it.
A little bit. Good job.
You're the best.
Good job. Good job.
Well, I don't know if I turned off the.
Am I off?
You're done.
That's it.
Okay, and welcome back to Utica, New York. And we're set to bring you the second half of today's matchup. Mid-Fairfield 2010 versus Penn's Elite. So we'll bring you the second half of the matchup. The Eagle Eye, Greg Scranton, has noticed in the rink next to us that the Mount St. Charles is only winning 2-1 over the Rockets into the second period. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. So puck behind Violante after the Pens win the faceoff. Star slides it over, shot, and it's gloved by Violante. 8:05 left in the second period. Mid-Fairfield up 2-0. Couple of goals by Yanni Malafis early in the first period. But not much doing. Both goalies playing well now for both teams. Pens win it. Real taps it back, but stolen by Ludke, but then stolen back by the Pens. Thrown to the opposite side of the rink. Picaro gives chase. Filiaggi up with it. And the puck thrown the length. And that'll be an icing. Sorry if we were getting in the way of the camera there before. That's the last thing you want to see is either my head or Mr. Scranton's instead of the action on the ice, so we'll try to stay out of it. Even though Mr. Scranton has a fine mustache. So Malafis at center. He's out there with Johnston and Carre. Yoon and O'Neill out on D. O'Neill collects, throws it off the glass and into the neutral zone. Puck thrown the length of the ice, and that'll be an icing. 7:24 left in the second period. So coach will run with the same group here. Malafis at center. They win by Pens, but stolen by Carre. Still battling in the neutral zone. Pens up with it, shot, and beats Violante over the shoulder. So Pens get on the scoreboard here and cut Mid-Fairfield's lead in half. So Violante is going to shake that one off. Just a good shot by Pens. Nothing you can do about that. Right over the shoulder of the snipe. So win by Mid-Fairfield. Schwarz over to Klingenstein. Up to Scranton, unable to handle it cleanly. Pens steal it. Long pass, that's going to be an icing. Unable to connect. So coach brings out a new line here. He's got Hanna and Scranton back. Scranton over Hanna's right shoulder, win by Pens, but stolen by Scranton. Oh, Scranton is hammered down to the ice. And Schwarz forced to retreat. Sorry, we're having some technical issues with the camera. We'll correct those right away. Klingenstein tries to connect to Beck, skips off to the opposite corner. Beck still with the puck. Beck leaves it for Scranton. Was unable to handle it cleanly as Klingenstein at the blue line. Then we'll have a stoppage in play here as we've got an offside. 6:23 left. Mid-Fairfield up 2-1 over the Pens. Okay, and I see on the opposite rink that Mount has just scored to go up 3-1 over the Rockets in the second period. So it looks like they're extending their lead over there. So today's matchup, a critical one for seeding in the playoffs. So Mid-Fairfield right now clean, nursing a 1-goal lead. Ruff now into the zone, loses the handle. Ludke there to pick up the loose change. Ludke pinned up on the boards by Starr. Heckel and Ludke battling for the puck on the end boards. Heckel comes out with it despite a shot to the head by the Pens player. Picaro pinches in, gives it to Ludke. Picaro behind the net, over to Zoo. Oh, Zoo mishandles it at the blue line. All right, so Vinny Zoo forgot that there's no delayed offside. You can see he's mad at himself skating off the ice. It's a natural mistake because last weekend we were doing delayed offside, and so since it was an intentional, they're going to bring it all the way back to Violante. Malefus at center. He's got Johnston out there and Correa. Yoon and Shunk out on D, and Shunk puts it up into the netting. So 5:33 left in the second period, and it looks like Mount has scored again. So actually, Mount has scored again. So it looks like they've put in 3 in about 20 seconds on the Rockets over there. So that one looks like it's getting out of hand, 5-1. So it was close for a while, but Mount exerting its dominance over everyone so far. Malefus feeds Correa, but turns it over at the center ice. Here comes Filiaggi, backhand, swept away by Violante. Starr unable to handle it at the blue line. Turned over, and here comes Malefus across center ice. Malefus gets by his defenseman, shot, and it's gloved by the Pens goalkeeper. Malefus dumped to the ice afterwards. Shunk taking exception to it. So 5:33 left in the second period. Mid-Fairfield clinging to a 2-1 win or 2-1 lead right now. Win by Pens Elite. Up with the puck, slides it over Kaminsky, and dumped into the zone. Coach Kids chase, but Mid-Fairfield comes up with it, turns it over in the slot, but Mid-Fairfield still battling for the puck. Scranton tries to throw it high up off the glass and whistles around the opposite corner. O'Neill now up with the puck behind Violante. Tries to feather it up to Scranton, a little too much on it. Pens back up with it. Pens moving it around right now. Scranton with a nice play, pushed the player into the corner, and now here come Mid-Fairfield, turns it over at the neutral zone. Back into the Mid-Fairfield zone it goes. Penn's able to go for a shift change, but Mid-Fairfield unable to do so. Hanna battling it in the corner, and now here comes Scranton and Beck. And turns it over, and it's up into the well, apparently a lot to say as we skate to the bench. Sorry if you got that on the mic. Anyway, 5:33 left in the second period. So the refs are talking to Grags about something.
I think they need a puck.
Oh, they need a puck. All the pucks are up in the netting.
Fox throws in, there's 3 minutes left.
Oh, the clock is not working.
Okay. So apparently the clock is not working and we're out of pucks. So
There was 3 minutes.
well, we have one puck. This is like playing on the pond. You got to look in all the snowbanks to see where the extra pucks are. So win by Penn's a lead. Klingenstein able to keep it in, but tips it up into the netting again.
Yeah, the clock's not working.
So I guess the clock is not working at all, so I have no idea what the time left is.
Somewhere in the neighborhood.
Somewhere in the 3-minute mark. Klingenstein with a shot. The goalie looked around and was wondering where it was. But he was able to secure it. So win by the Pens again. Dumped to the opposite corner. Lutke still with the puck. Dumps it in. Ruff gets chased behind the Pittsburgh goalkeeper. Penn's trying to break it out. And now you're going to have a 2-on-2. Ruff gets back in time. Still battling in the corner. Penn's defenseman pinches up, forces it back in. Ruff up with the puck though. A little too strong. Here comes McFall with the puck. Oh, loses the handle. And stolen by the Pens. McFall back up with the puck again across the mid-Fairfield blue line. Cross pass to Starr. Nice play by Lutke to get a skate down, deflect the puck up to his stick. Teams trade turnovers in the neutral zone.
It's broken. They got it.
All right, so the refs are, so there's about a minute left in this period. 2:01 left. So Malefus at center with Correa and Vartanian. Stolen by the Pens. Deflects off of Vartanian. Correa able to keep it in. Shot by Malefus up to the glove. So we've got a little bit over a minute left to play in the second period. Malefus, Vartanian, and Correa out there. Kept in by Correa. Vartanian leaves it for Shunk, who puts a shot on goal that's chipped up into the corner. Malefus still with it, trying to feed Vartanian. No dice. And here come the Pens. Paris now gets by Yoon, but Shunk there, able to help out. Shot turned by Reel. Another shot that goes off the side of the net by Reel. And Shunk's able to get it out to Vartanian. Lots of sloppy puck handling right now by both teams. Paris now up with it. Shunk all over him. And also Scranton. Scranton with a nice job on his feet. Gets by one defenseman, shoots off the pads. Scranton able to steal the puck and dump it back in the Penn zone. Reel now leaves it for Filiaggi. They enter the mid-Fairfield zone. Filiaggi with a shot. and Violante is able to secure it. So there's got to be under a minute left to play here. "25 seconds left. Hannah at the face-off circle. It's got Scranton out there and Beck. O'Neill and Schwartz on D. Kaminsky able to drive the puck back in. Oh, it took a dog leg right in front of Violante. Boy, dangerous opportunity there for the Pens. They just threw the puck around. It looked like it took a dog leg where the Zamboni comes out. 14 seconds. Luckily for mid-Fairfield, nobody there because Violante never saw the puck. So coach changes out his line there. 14 seconds left. His defensive pair anyway. He's got O'Neill and Coccaro out there on D. Puck pinned along the corner. Oh, shot by Coccaro. He almost put one in. Matty Coccaro came streaking in from the blue line. Got a pass right in front of the net. But credit Pittsburgh for turning him away. We're going to take a short break here, and we'll bring you the third period that's going to decide this one. Right now, mid-Fairfield 2, Pens 1. Okay, and welcome back. 17 minutes to decide this tilt. Right now, mid-Fairfield nursing a 2-1 lead over Penn's Elite 2010. So the third period starting lineup, you're gonna have Lukey out there with Ruff and Heckel. Coccaro and Zoo out on D. Dumped into the Penn zone. Lukey on the forecheck, stolen by Ruff. Still battling along the boards. Zoo able to keep it in, dumped in. Penn's dump it back out now. Wheel up to Filiaggi. Filiaggi crossing pass, no one there. And here comes Lucas Ruff across the Penn zone. Out in front, but Pens get the sticks down, able to deny, throw the puck out of the zone. That should be an icing. 16-11 left in the third period. Looks like the clock is working now. Malefice at center with Correa and Johnston. Yoon and Shunk out on D. Yoon, unable to keep the zone, forced to retreat to the neutral zone, throws it back to the Pens. Two-line pass, controlled by Gostick, throws it into the corner. Yoon there to collect. Yoon dunked to the ice. Gorman slides it over, shot. That's tipped off a Coke. Gorman back up with it for Pens. Able to tap it in. Violante throws it to the side. Puck is loose. Malefus able to throw it out into the neutral zone. Malefus going at it with a couple of the Pens players. Johnston able to keep it in the zone. Flips to the opposite corner. McFall up with it. He turns it right over to Yoon. Slides it over to Shunk. Tipped off a Coat. Pens look to control. O'Neill forced to retreat into his own zone. Gets it up to Beck. Over to Scranton. Cross center ice. Scranton that enters the Pittsburgh zone. Slides it back to Schwartz. Shot. Blocker. Starr now up with it. And it's thrown out of the Pittsburgh zone. Good play by Beck to dislodge the puck, but Pens still control. Starr now up with it, moving the puck around. Here comes Scranton across center ice, dumps it in off the side of the net. Scranton still battling for possession. Pens control. I'm going to say the puck was tipped, but no icing. Shores hounded. Leaves it for O'Neill. O'Neill looks to settle things down. Up to Heckel, back to O'Neill. And here comes Reel up with the puck, slides it over on the side of Violante. They're going to say the net came off. So dangerous scoring chance for Pens there. Fairfield fortunate, the netting came off. The stop play here, 13:28. Ruff at the center position. Win by Pens. Gorman up with it, blocked by Ludke. Out into the neutral zone, dumped in. Heckel now gives chase on Julius, pins him into the corner. Pens flip it to the opposite side. Kakaro races in. Still battling along the glass. And Ludke up with it. Heckel back up with it. Behind the net. Heckel surveys the top of the key, slides by, leaves it for Klingenstein, slides it to Ruff. Tipped out in front by Ruff, but Pittsburgh able to sweep it away. Nice play by Klingenstein to deny. Ludke up with it. Pens come out with the puck. Here comes Filiaggi, who dumps it in. Violante able to field it, knock it over to Kakaro. Kakaro with some skating room. Cross center ice, gains the zone. Kakaro still fighting for the possession of the puck. Finally gets it over to Johnson, who's pinned behind the Pittsburgh goalkeeper. Johnston's still fighting for possession, but it squirts out, the Pens come up with it. Nice play by Yoon defensively to ride out the Pens player. Johnston overskates it. Turns it over. Here comes McFall. Shot off of Violante's chest. Starr now up with it. Pinches in. Slides it in front. Skips by McFall. Yoon cycles it back to Coccaro. He gets it up to Johnston. In Fairfield, some sloppy passing right there, but manages to get it out. McFall now chases the puck over by Yoon. Yoon gets there first. Zhu with some nifty skating out of the zone, but turns it over. Starr back up with it for Pens. 10:54 left. Pens up with it, shot onto Violante. Goes behind, wraparound, nobody home. Pens back up with it, Starr trying to get a shot on.
Come on, stop and starts.
Starr now up with the puck. So I think a lot what happens is they hear the whistle from the rink next door, and whether it's purposeful or not, they're slowing down their play. Starr unable to keep it in the zone. If you listen, there's whistles going on in the rink right next door, and Mid-Fairfield a few times has slowed their play down, thinking that it was a whistle by their referee. Shot onto Violante, and it gets by his glove. And so here we go, 10 minutes left to play, and we are all tied up. I don't think Joe ever saw it. Good shot by Pens right on his glove, and it beat him. So we've got 10 minutes left to decide this one here, folks. This is gonna be a bumpy ride, so buckle up here. Lukey with the steal, gains the Penn zone. Leaves it for Heckel, shot, rebound. O'Neill chases it down, another shot off the pads of the goalkeeper. Penn's up with it though. Hounded by Heckel. Heckel with a great play, but Penn's come out with it. Reel now up with it. Shot, and beats Violante over the shoulder. So 9:34. And the Pens with 2 goals in under 30 seconds to go ahead of Mid-Fairfield. So right now, Mid-Fairfield's just got to put one on the board and stop the bleeding. So win by Mid-Fairfield. Klingenstein forced to retreat. Filiaggi now up with it. Filiaggi up with it. Still harassed by Johnston. Turns the puck over behind Violante. Filiaggi still fighting for it though. Kaminsky comes in, taps in behind Violante. And Klingenstein throws it behind his goaltender. But Reel able to keep it in. Gives it to Filiaggi, shot off of Violante's glove. Here comes Malefis with a full head of steam. Malefis gets by his defenseman. Oh, lift for Johnston. And it's swept out of the zone. Reel races down. And Reel thought better of it. Klingenstein is able to force Reel into the turnover. Reel had no interest in getting hit right there by Klingenstein. Klingenstein able to force it out. And into the Penn zone. So Mid-Fairfield goes for a shift change. But just like that, the Pens are back in the Mid-Fairfield zone, hunting a goal, sticked aside by Violante. Thrown to Beck on the opposite side, who feeds Coccaro. Coccaro gets by the defenseman's shot. It's off the side of the net. Beck with it, sticked aside by the Pittsburgh goalkeeper. and that's going to be an offside on mid-Fairfield. 7:39 left. So as we mentioned before, this game is critical for mid-Fairfield. It's a must-have if they want to get into the playoffs for the NE Pack for the Final Four. So mid-Fairfield dug itself a little bit of a hole here. Puck whistles around to Starr on the opposite side. Throws it to McKenna. Mid-Fairfield still battling for possession, dumps into the Penn zone. Turned over to mid-Fairfield. Cacaro surveys. Cross center ice, dumps it into the opposite corner, chases it down. Oh, Cacaro goes hard into the board. Looks like he lost an edge there. Oh, but stolen by Ludke. Shot out in front. Oh, looked like Ruff was going to have a tap-in opportunity. But now here comes Penn's. McKenna now over center ice. Gains the zone. But they're going to call it an offside. So it looks like Mount has that game firmly in control against the Rockets. Still 5-1. But it's late in the second period. So win by mid-Fairfield, thrown over. Schwartz unable to handle it. Races back and collects. Schwartz skates it out. Loses the handle. Harris races in against Schwartz and comes out with the puck. Julius now up with it, puts a shot that's blocked by Ludke. Heckel out to Schwartz. Tipped out in front. Stolen by Scranton at center ice. Throws it over to O'Neill. Scranton. And that's going to be an icing. 5:28 left in the game here. Mid-Fairfield down by a goal. Both times today and yesterday, the Pens spotted their opponent a 2-goal lead, only to come back. So Hannah at the face-off with Correa and Scranton. Yoon and Shunk out on D. Puck still battling in the corner. Correa comes out with it. Slides it over to Scranton. Scranton dumps it in. Doglegs out in front. Turned over, Hannah with a shot! And it's off the shoulder, I believe, of the Pens goalie. Looked like Hannah had picked a corner there, but just not enough to slide it by the Pens goalkeeper. So Scranton and Hannah and Correa will stay out there with Cacaro and Klingenstein. Hannah at the face-off. Shot on the Pens goalkeeper. Correa collects. Cacaro able to keep it in temporarily, but the Pens break it back out. Stolen by Scranton, but there's going to be an offside on Correa. 4:47 left. So Malefis at the face-off. He's got Heckel out there. Cacaro surveys, gets it to Ruff. Nice play by Heckel, who's got it. No call. Heckel was getting a face full. Kept in by Lucas Ruff. The Pens come out with it. Long pass. Thrown in into Violante, who loves it and drops it. I don't think Joe saw the Pens player racing in. Violante able to get enough of it. It's turned over in the neutral zone. Chipped into the mid-Fairfield zone. Clean Scene gives chase along with Paris. Comes up with it. Throws it back to his defenseman. Shot. It's gloved by Violante. 3:39 left. So time is not on mid-Fairfield's side here right now. 3:39 left. Searching for the third goal to even this one up. Hannah at the face-off, win by Pens. But stolen by Scranton. Oh, looks like Ludke would have had a breakaway, just unable to get the handle on it. Gorman and Ludke go at it behind the Pittsburgh goalkeeper. Shunk races in to pinch in. Out to Scranton. Scranton with a shot! And Ludke swatted at the Pens goalkeeper, getting the ire of the goalkeeper. So Hannah at the face-off, he's got Scranton off his left shoulder. Scranton winds up, shoots, and sticked aside. Kept in by Caccaro. Mid-Fairfield up with it is Hannah. Shot off the shoulder of the goalkeeper. Mid-Fairfield swarming now. Ludke up with it. Caccaro now over to Ludke, out in front, sticked aside again. Scranton still battling. And out of the zone. Paris now up with it. Gets by Caccaro, shoots. Nice save by Violante. And here comes Correa out with the puck. Who dumps it in the Penn zone. 2:12 left to play. Goalie misplays it. Oh, Correa couldn't get a full stick on it. Tap it out to a teammate. 2 minutes left to play. Penn's more than content to just leave it there. Thrown it out to Caccaro, out to Malefis. Shunk races back, gets there first. Mid-Fairfield's gonna have to pull its goalie pretty soon. Malefis loses a stick, kicks it over to Heckel, kicks it again. .130 left to play. So they've pulled, Mid-Fairfield's pulled Joe over to Heckel. So no goalie for Mid-Fairfield. Starr now up with it behind his own net. 1 minute to play, and there goes the puck to the opposite side, and that's fortunately for Mid-Fairfield. That's an icing because Penn's player had reached the puck first. So 59.6 seconds is going to decide this. And it looks like Graggs is going to take a timeout here, talk things over. As we said, this is a critical game for Mid-Fairfield if they wish to advance into the Final Four of the NEPAC playoffs. Mid-Fairfield needs a win here. So right off the face-off, Graggs has decided to keep Violante on the bench, so Mid-Fairfield look to control right away. Maleficent center, he's got Scranton out there with Ludke, Hanna, Heckel, and DeCaro. DeCaro manning the blue line. Win by Pens, but steal by Ludke, taps it in! Out in front, Scranton! And the puck is still loose, and finally the goalie's able to secure it there. Mid-Fairfield with a chance right there. Refs are talking about something. But it did look like the goalie managed to keep the puck out of the net. So the coach will keep the same lineup out there. Maleficent center. So win by Mid-Fairfield. Picaro picks up the errant pass. Shot deflected off of Ludke. Hanna races in. Hanna pinned along the boards. Ludke up with it. Slides it up to Maleficent. Winds up shot. Nice play by Hanna to deny the shot. Scranton now up with it. And that's the game, folks. So 21.8 seconds left, and Pittsburgh is able to put in an empty netter. And so Mid-Fairfield most likely will be playing in the consolation game today at 5 o'clock. So Correa with the steal, shot and gloves. All right, and that's it, folks. So we will see you tonight at 5 o'clock for the consolation game, and rest up.